Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with The Dangers in My Heart episode number 7 reactions. Okay, so the previous episode both Ichikawa and Yamada get stuck in the train station after their friends kind of forget them and leave. And here we can see again Yamada kind of blame herself while Ichikawa tries to cheer her up. In the end, successfully doing so. And yeah, they come back. And then a few more things happen, few more developments. Yamada gives Ichikawa her manga book, which is why she was waiting for him, even though he didn't realize by the end that that is exactly what he was waiting for. He thought that she was waiting for someone else. But that happened, and then there was also the final section where Ichikawa actually realizes that he really likes him, Yamada, and also the fact that in the library there was like a little notice, given that you shouldn't eat stuff there. Yamada was afraid of having to stop getting her snacks, daily snack intake in the library, that will have to stop. So they try to eat it, without the teachers knowing. However, the teacher was there in the library, so Ichikawa tried to stop him, grabbed her hand. Again, another little development. And yeah, in the end, he thought that, oh, Yamada's going to stop coming because she cannot eat snacks. But Yamada still came. But yeah, so let's see what happens in this episode number 7. Let us get started. I'll be putting the subtitles in the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference. And let's begin. Alright, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Anna, okay. Oh yeah, she is a model. Ah! Wait. Wait, what? Korogaku? What is that? Columbus Gakuen. Wait, really? What is this? Oh. What is this? Is this some kind of reality show or something? What's... Alright. Columbus Gakuen. Alright. Kologaku. Hmm. Alright, let's see. Alright, this is how. Wait. Oh boy, here we go. What the hell? Oh, we're going to run a marathon. What? Yeah. Yeah, this is tiresome. What the? Wait, did she like make a lap? Oh my god. Damn! Oh, she's getting competitive. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay. Yo, look at the way he's running. Uh, yo! What? She's feeling so hot. Oh my god. This guy. Wait, you're. Oh no. Okay, please stop. Don't. Don't. Oh my god. What is she doing? Alright. Okay. I couldn't believe my eyes. What the hell happened? Damn, he. Oh no, he's gonna get a. I feel like he's. Oh, because you're dying almost. Oh! Oh boy. Oh! Oh! Well, that's fine. Even if you're lost. Oh my god. Telling him to. Oh my god. Yes. Okay, what's he searching now? Holding. Good god. Oh no, he got the wrong one. Oh no. Because both of them were following on the same place. Imagine this conversation happening at this point of time. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. That's nice. He's thinking that Yamada will get her reputation. Oh no. I see. No, no, no. You need to focus. Yes. Properties of parallel lines. Oh, I remember learning this in school. Oh, that's exactly what he's going to do. Yeah. Yes. And he's good at studying. That's why. Hmm. Oh, in no way will she understand. Yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to do. Oh no. Oh my god. What now? Yeah. Good thing she's like in the front desks. Nobody will nobody will pay much attention. Is no one paying attention? I guess even his her friends are not paying attention. Okay, nice. Now he can tell her. Hmm. Wow. No, please. I was wondering, like, maybe from the beginning she knew. Ah, she knew from the beginning. All right. Yeah, okay, that's embarrassing. Hmm. Oh my god, wow. Wow. Yeah, I'm being. Oh, no. 171. I wonder. Oh my god. Oh, oh. Well, she does. She's a model. I did, but I forgot. Well, yeah, that I'm quite sure about. She probably doesn't. Oh, there you go. Wait, no, I think. Who? Ah, wow, so this is quite big. Fukuda. Damn! Yeah, yeah. Probably not. She's thinking of something else. I don't know. Changing seats. Ooh. Okay. Hmm. Thank goodness. All right. Are they going to be sitting together? All right. Let's see. Oh, probably not. Probably not. No. 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 I still. Yeah. Still close. Oh my God. This dude. Great. Oh, Hara. Wait, maybe they can. Like you saw. N- wow. Okay. Um, you have to tell the teacher that like change the seat. Nothing you can do about it. You definitely did not. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Oh. Hmm. Oh boy. Well, you're in front of him. Cannot really you cannot really see the board. So what can you do? Like I think I need to tell the teacher and change the seat. Well, oh my god, great. Yeah, tell the teacher to change your seat to to the other kid's seat. I forget his name. Damn. Well, technically he is correct because damn, look at the she's like uh what where did the sunlight come from? What's happening? Oh, he realized what he just said. He himself didn't realize what he said. Nice, thank you. Okay, hopefully. So what happened? Did he go? Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's fine. The movie. Wait, is she not really stressing about the movie? Is she stressing about something else? What? Yeah. Daughter of the police officer. Oh. Oh, I thought she was the main heroine or something. Why are you spoiling? Oh, oh, really? I see. Ah. Yeah. He's like, wait. Oh, wait, is that the only. Okay, he's gonna die. He's gonna die from this. Damn. That's convincing. Yeah. Wait, when did he bring her? God damn it. Oh, she brought him here. Okay. Wow. Hmm. Ah, I see. Hmm. But they'll have graduated, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Wow, that's cute. We swapped places. Oh, still something left. All right. Here we go. Final. Oh, there's Yamada. There's it. Shuma. What is Shuma? What type of pun? Okay, the puns. Okay, these are all pun and wordplays. Wait, she. Oh. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Like, it's not live, so. Hmm. Wait, then what is the point of the. Like, isn't this like a show where everyone. I don't know. Because. No, because he's. I, I don't think she's upset, but like he thinks that she'll be going far away from like like his reach. Yeah, she's fine with it. Oh, she was asking for an autograph. Oh wait. Okay, wait. Okay, the whole Kolgaku, that thing that was happening, like there were limited number of people over there, so wouldn't everyone get like equal, like equal screen time? Like that's what I would think. Like it's not as if like this is like a that wasn't a reality show, was that? That was just a I don't know. Like since they featured all of them, shouldn't everyone get equal screen time? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Hmm. Okay, I think that is it. Yes. Okay, so this episode. Yeah, we begin here with Ichikawa thinking about Yamada, thinking about how he has realized his feelings, checking out the internet, searching her name. Obviously, she's a model. Like her few pictures pops out, and and he like this part is so funny because he like looks at the pictures and then he's like looking at the search results, like the ones that gets auto filled. uh there's a few search results that come out. Okay, wait a minute, let me see. Okay, just a minute, I just missed it. Okay, Anna Aquino. Wait, is that her name? Oh, I'm guessing that's her model name or something. Like, I'm guessing that's a pen name or something. Because her name is Yamada, isn't it? Yeah. Anna Aquino. Okay. Model Anna Aquino. Height Anna Aquino. Kolgaku. There you go. Anna Aquino plastic surgery? What? And then in the end, Anna Aquino ugly. And he's like, Nani? What the hell? It's like, yeah, the internet sucks. And then he sees the one which is written on like Kolgaku. So he checks out that it's actually like a TV show with the different characters, people coming on, and Yamada's also in there every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Like, here's the thing, like, this is what I feel so much odd about. Like, they're showing, like, in the main website, they're showing the different people who will be there, and like Yamada's face is also there underneath the cast section. So then, like, it's established that these are the people who will be coming on the television show. So then why don't everyone get enough screen time? I guess probably because, like, one and two times I can understand, like a few times they probably cut her section, but all the time, like, as we were seeing in the end, where Ichikawa was kind of pointing towards pointing that the sections where Yamada was there, most of the sections were kind of not done well. Like, there was a section where her she stands up and she goes out of that little part, and there was one section where they completely cut off her thing. There were sections where they were only showing her laughing, and like, why? Like, everyone else is getting enough screen time, why not her? I'm guessing maybe because, I don't know. Well, this is just, I guess, they were probably like highlighting the sections where the other people were probably saying something interesting. And obviously, Yamada's kind of like ditzy, and like it says like just random stuff she says. So I'm guessing the people probably thought that these weren't really good enough to put in the television. That's why they cut her portion. Is that why? Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, so here he sees that he immediately goes to the television, and he kind of missed it because like it's way over the time. So he's like, oh no, like next time I'll try to come before and see what like what's going on. So next day he goes to school, and there's like the PE, the P physical education, like the marathon run that they're going to do. And here it's confirmed, he's sure now that he likes Yamada, but in his head he's like, so what? It's not as if I'm going to become her boyfriend or something. In his head he's like thinking of all of that. And then the marathon starts. Hara and Yamada is like there, and Hara's like, oh, like, I hate marathons, and Yamada's like, don't worry, I'll be there with you. Well, obviously not. she surpasses her and goes in the in front of her. And finally Ichikawa realizes that Yamada's coming close to him. So he's like, oh no, I cannot let Yamada defeat me. He starts running. Yamada gets competitive. Yamada starts running behind him, and like they starts competing. Yamada almost like just grabs his dress, and she's like, stop Ichikawa. And Ichikawa's not stopping. Ichikawa's running. Yamada then takes out the what's it called, the sweater thing that she wears, and oh my god, things start getting so weird from this point onwards. Crazy stuff happens. Number one, she realizes, and I think Ichika points it out, that her dress that she's wearing, the dress underneath that she's wearing, is inverted. Like, like the part that should be coming in the front is in the back. You know, like a very common mistake people make. So, oh my god. Like, I sometimes think what goes on through this girl's mind. What she started, like the whole changing the direction of the dress in the middle of running, where there's like all of the people from the class are there running the marathon. And I'm like, oh my god. Now, obviously, this is her skill. You can probably guess, like, her changing dress, like, like the whole thing like that. Because I guess she probably had to do this a lot of times before. But she's a model, Like, I can understand, like, trying to change clothes, like, like in a situation like her being a model. Obviously, she has to dress up and everything. So I feel like she probably, like, somehow picked up this skill of just changing like that, like without taking off her dress, just changing like that. So I'm sure she picked that skill up because of her circumstances. But, like, doing this in the in the middle of a marathon, that's like next level stuff. Like, I'm always baffled at what she does, the things that she do. Like, oh my god, like, who would even think of that? In the middle of running a marathon where everyone is there running the marathon with you, you suddenly start turning your dress around. Oh my god. I was so baffled here. I was like, oh my god, this girl. Like, I love how each car just slows down immediately. And then he slows down so much, he kind of goes in the back, and he's just like panting, cannot really run properly. Yamada looks at him, and Yamada's kind of laughing, and he's like, oh, why are you waiting? Why? No, Yamada stops, and he's like, oh, why did you stop? And she's like, oh, because this is the first time I've actually seen the other eye. He realized what happened, and he tries to cover it up again, because like, probably because either he feels shy, or like this is his whole edgy persona of, oh, my one eye is hidden by my hair, like that type of thing. So they kind of go over the like the path kind of goes in a wrong direction. And yeah, so later on we see both of them are like, panting, so hot outside, and Hara's there. Both of their sweaters are like on the ground, and Yamada is like, oh, please, like help me up. He helps her up, and Yamada starts talking to Hara and grabs one of the sweaters and leaves. So, okay, just a minute. Yeah, so here, I should have seen this coming, but I didn't really pay much attention here. I should have seen this coming, that there will be like a whole sweater swapping, like an incident here. And that's exactly what happens, He he goes back to his class, starts searching in his phone, holding hands, and then realizes that this is Yamada's, like sweater. Now, you have to say, from this point onwards, we have to keep in mind that Yamada at some point actually realized that she's wearing his sweater. Now the question is, from where? My guess would be it was from the beginning. She knew what was going on. She deliberately wore that and was just waiting for an appropriate time to actually swap it back. That would be my guess, because in the end, that smug smile that she had, that indicates that she knew everything, and she had realized from the beginning that it was it was Ichikawa's sweater. She knew that, and she was just seeing what happens and just smiling. But anyways, like I said, I Yamada is so, what can I say? I have to say, she's so confusing. I really cannot read her. It's such a thing. I remember in the first few episodes as well, I was so confused as to if she really doesn't like understand, that section where there was that one guy who was trying to ask her line at like an ID or something, and that part as well, like it took me so long to understand what's going on, and is she really acting as if she doesn't know what she's trying to do, or she's genuinely that like that ditzy. I was really like like trying to think, like, because it seemed as if she was not understanding what the other person was trying to say. When the other guy was like, "Oh, I'm talking about a line ID," and she was like acting as if she doesn't understand. For a long amount of time, I thought that she actually didn't understand what he was trying to say. But then I realized, no, she understood. She deliberately acted like that because she didn't want to give it to him. So that's why I'm saying, like, she throws me off so much. Like, half of the time I don't understand what she's doing. Is that deliberate, or is she really doesn't understand? Like, it's so funny. Like, it's like I myself get confused. But anyways, here you can see that Ichikawa, like, like, looks at the sweater, and he's like, oh no, like, my sweater is with her. And I love how the first thing he thinks is like, oh no, Yamada's reputation will go down. Because, like, he thinks that if like, someone sees her wearing his dress, they'll be like, oh, that's creepy, ew, like, that type of thing. So he's like, oh no, I need to do something. So thankfully, like, Yamada was like in the up, like, like front row. So nobody really paid much attention to her dress. But there was a section where Adachi, that's the kid's name, Adachi was called in to go to solve like a problem, and Ichikawa's like, oh no, this is bad. If he goes there, solves the problem, looks back, obviously he's going to look at Yamada, and immediately his eyes will dart towards Yamada's chest. So obviously the name is over there, the name tag is over there, so he'll immediately realize what's going on. So he's like, nope, I cannot let that happen. So he's like, oh no no, like I want to solve it, like, and that's just like, thank God, like, like, you saved me, bro. Go ahead. He goes and starts solving and looks back at towards Yamada, and here this one was so interesting because, like I said, at this point, every one of us thought, I'm sure, like every one of us thought that Yamada didn't understand what Ichikawa was trying to tell her. But now that we know, in the end, that Yamada probably knew what was happening and she deliberately wore the sweater, now that I'm looking at that scene again, I feel like she just knew about it and she was smiling, looking at him, just 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 seeing like what he's trying to do to, like, like, attract her attention and tell her that, oh, you're wearing the wrong sweater. That's what I'm feeling, because, like, he looks at her and he's like, and she's like, hmm, and she just keeps smiling and then puts her hand and just stares at him. So there you go. Like I said, at this point, when I was reacting, I didn't know, but now I think she knew what was going on, and she was like, yeah. So Adachi's like, oh, what are you doing? Like, like, you're acting as if you know everything. Like, that's so cool, Ichikawa. And teacher's like, yeah, well, you can act all you want, but the answer is wrong. Everyone starts laughing. And he's like, oh, I want to die. The cringe. So here we go. Like, I was like, how can someone still not notice? Like, she goes to the cafeteria, gets the, like, the food and everything. And then finally she's like, oh, Ichikawa, come here. And goes to the nurse's, like, room. And yeah, there they swap the dress. So the funny thing here is, okay, where's that part? She says that, okay, this part. I wonder when they got swapped. Ichika was like, yeah, I didn't even notice. Like, at first he was trying to, like, like, tell Yamada that the sweater has been swapped. But now, obviously, when he realized that Yamada found out that before, so he's acting as if he didn't know. So, like, oh my god, this kid, like, Ichika was just so, like, keeps his, like, like, the whole thing of trying to not tell Yamada, like in these type of situation he always tries to act as if he doesn't understand what's going on, you know. So but that's just him, like, and you cannot really say anything about this situation because at first he was actually trying to tell her, but then when he realized that she knows what's going on, he acted as if he did not know, which is fair enough, I guess, but okay. This part, I love how Yamada starts smelling his Yamada just starts smelling his sweater. Oh my god. And you know what? The funny thing, I feel like if the roles were reversed, we would have been like, oh my god, what the hell is this kid doing? Why is he sniffing her sweater? But since it's Yamada who's sniffing his sweater, yeah, like we're like, oh, that's funny. Oh boy, what can I say? But anyways, alright, from here onwards, obviously, Ichikawa knows that she knew this. She knew what was going on. She knew that she was wearing the wrong dress. So he's thinking, when did she notice? Like I said, I think this was from the beginning. Like, because when he looks at her, like, Ichikawa just has that, not Ichikawa, sorry, Yamada just has that smile, that smile of, like, oh, I knew everything from the beginning. But then he notices there's like food crumbs, rice stuck in his sweater, and Yamada gets embarrassed. Like, it's so funny that Yamada always gets embarrassed whenever there's something food related, like that happens. He gets embarrassed. He's like, oh, let's measure each other, because they're in the nurse's room, obviously, like, yeah, they could do that. So Yamada goes and tries to measure him, almost shoving her chest in his face. Ichikawa just obviously gets embarrassed, and she cannot really bring the thing down. So she's like, oh, I'm going to use my hand to do it. Puts her hand like this. Ichikawa just melts down into a puddle. Anyways, next he's like, okay, I'm going to measure you. So he uses the thing properly to measure her. And yeah, okay, so Yamada's like, oh, let's measure you again because that thing is working again now. So he's like, no, I don't need to do it. So to kind of struggle a little bit, Yamada falls on top of the weight, the weight, the kilogram, the weighing machine. Wait, how much does she weigh? Okay, just a minute. I feel like I can figure it out. Okay, the arrow points towards the 15th mark. So 30, 35, okay, 40, 45, 50. I think she's like 50 kilogram. Okay, how old are they? They're probably, my guess would be they're high schoolers, aren't they? They're probably in the second year, I think, or is it the third? Or is it the first year? I think they're the second years. So second year high schooler, my guess would be like 17, 16, 17 years old, I think. I'm not sure, like, I'm not exactly sure. But if that's the case, then at that age, 50, yeah, that's a good enough weight, I feel like. Or is that underweight? No, I don't think that's underweight. That's probably okay, like okay weight. Like, the thing is, we need to remember that Yamada's tall, so she has the whole bone weight as well, extra bone weight. So 50, I feel like for Yamada's actually underweight, isn't it? It must be. Like 55, I guess 55. I feel like it's fine. Wait a minute, another thing I need to check. Like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just curious. Like when they were like measuring Yamada, how how much her height was? Just a minute. I think he 171.9, 172 centimeters, I'm guessing. Wait, I don't understand centimeters in height. I understand inches and foot. So 172 centimeter to, okay, 5.6. Yeah, she is quite tall. At the age of 17 and 18, 16, 17, 5.6, that's a very good height. Yeah, and she'll still grow from here onwards. I'm sure she'll probably reach at least 5.8 by the time her growth spurt stops. So that's a very good height, you know. So yeah, so I'm guessing at that age, at that height, 50 is kind of underweight in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. 50 kg. Oh wait, is this pounds? Wait a minute, is this even kg or is this pounds? I have no idea. Like all these measurements like confuse me. All right, I'm going to stop. I'm pretty sure those are kg, so I'm guessing she's like 50 kg. If it's 50 kg, so I feel like she's a little bit underweight. But anyways, who am I to like why am I even doing this? Let's move on. I was just curious as to how tall she is. Like yeah, 5.6, 5 feet 6 inches at at high school. Decent, very good. Like very good height. Like she's not too tall, neither too short. Like she's like in a very good height, I feel like. Um. Anyways, Yamada gets mad. Yamada's like, "Oh, did you look at my weight?" And he's like, "I'm like, nah, I didn't look." And she's like, "No, you're lying." And he's like, "Maybe I looked, but who cares how much you weigh?" And she's like, "No, I care." All right. Next, we get to see when Ichikawa comes to school next day. You can see everyone's talking about how she will be in a movie or something. So Ichikawa's Yamada's going to be in a movie. Okay. So here we can hear from everyone else. Everyone's like, "Oh, Naoki Suga's playing the main character." Okay. Here's the thing. Again, paying attention to this part, I can understand why she was mad, not mad, but why she was sad at that point. Like I'm actually realizing it now. Nobody actually talks about her role. Everyone's actually talking about how this Suga Naoka, whatever his name was, like I just forgot his name. Like this person is there. Like Moe is talking about this guy, dude. Like oh, he's the actor. Okay, here we go. Then the other girl, I forgot her name, the best friend of her. She's like, oh, isn't it crazy? It's directed by Keiichi Fukuda. It's gonna be in the theaters all over. Here we go. So, like, I understand now. I actually understand because it is true if you think about it. No one actually talked about her. I'm sure they probably talked to her about her role, but at that point, at least, everyone was talking about either the actor or the director. Nobody was actually talking about her role. And this part I was kind of like, I misunderstood. I thought that she was like the main heroine or something. I was like, damn, that's kind of big, isn't it? Turns out she's not the main heroine. She's like a side character, very but still, like it's like it's one of the main movies that is going to be uh, that is going to be captured. So her being even getting a small role in that is a big thing. So yeah, Ichikawa's like, oh, this is like a big, like a big major breakthrough. So and he's like, oh, like let's look at Yamada, and he looks at Yamada and he's like, oh, why is she sad? And he's like, oh, she must be feeling sad because she is moving towards the upwards society while we will be staying here. Like Yamada's kind, so she must be feeling sad because of that. But anyways, like while all of this is happening amongst all of that commotion, the teacher comes in and he's like, oh, seat arrangement time. Today everyone will change seats. So there's he starts like, oh, there you go, lots, people will draw lots and everything. And I just love how I was wondering if Ichikawa would be like, oh, I hope I get a seat beside Yamada. But it like from the beginning he acts as if he doesn't care. He's like, like not again, like another one of those things that we have to do. What bothersome. Grabs the note, looks at it, goes and sits down, and then he's like, God, please, 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 God. He's like, God's above. Oh, God's above. And then Yamada's like walking, walks past him and goes in front. But you know what? Still, close. But the big problem here was Adachi, this freaking guy, he's sitting beside Yamada. You know, so he's like, oh my god, this how bad like this is. So then he's like, oh no, who will be sit beside me? And beside him is Hara, and he's like, oh thank god, like, you know, someone nice sitting beside. This scene is so funny because you can see that what's the other kid's name? Kanzaki. Yeah, Kanzaki. Kanzaki is actually from the distance. He's like his face is scrunched up, and he's like, just peeking. So you know, like, Ichikawa's like, oh, thank God Hara's here at least. You know, because yeah, like if it was someone else he didn't know, that'll be another, like, you know, pain. So he's like, okay, fine. You know what? Whatever. Then he realizes what the bigger problem is. He cannot see the blackboard because, you know, like, Yamada is in front of him. So he's trying to look. Yamada looks back at him, and she just smiles, but she's like, oh, he's looking at me. Ichikawa's like, no, I'm not looking at you. I'm trying to look at the board. Oh god. And then, oh god, this dude, Adachi, he's like, oh, I forgot my textbook. What should I do? And I feel like this part was like the most funny part in this episode, where immediately he's like, you liar, I know you brought something. I saw that in your desk. Let me see. Ichikawa immediately just dives into his desk, grabs a book and brings it out. And Adachi's like, this guy's all over me, you know, lately. And Yamada's like, yeah, you're quite good friends, aren't you? So, oh boy, like I said, this part was probably the funniest in this episode. I was not expecting Ichikawa to just jump up like that and just dive into his desk to grab the book. Like, usually he's so, like, you know, like, usually tries to keep his the attention of other people away from him, doesn't really like try to stand out. But oh my god, as soon as he realized what he's trying to do, he's like, nope, you're not doing that, you know, not on my watch. just jumps and grabs the book and shows everyone that, yeah, he's lying. Now this was the funniest part. Like, it's so unexpected that I just found this part so funny. Oh boy. Anyways, he cannot see, and then he kind of tries to, like, you know, like, move, and his head falls on Hara's shoulder, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, and Hara's like, it's fine, like, you know, like, you're not able to see the blackboard, aren't you? And she's like, all right, you know what, let me give you my notebook, like, let me show you what's going on, and puts her desk beside her, trying to show him the thing. And yeah, Ichikawa is angry. Not Ichikawa, sorry, Yamada. Yamada's like, oh, it's fine when it's you, huh? And obviously she thinks that he's trying to, like, you know, like, I don't know, like, trying to, like, cozy up to Hara or something. I'm pretty sure Ichikawa didn't realize that he cannot see the blackboard, and that is why he's asking for help. So that's why her whole, like, you know, mood was, like, not really good from here onwards. She's like pouting and just puffing. When her friends are like, Yamada, come here, she's like, I'm not going anywhere, you come here if you want to. And yeah, so Yamada is like, oh, you must be quite happy sitting next to Hara, aren't you? Yeah, Hara is kind, Hara is nice, you know. And he's like, oh no, not necessarily, like, all I can see is you. Obviously what he tried to say here is like, yeah, like, you're in front of me, I cannot see the blackboard. He didn't realize how he sounded, so he said that. And my god, this part, you can see Yamada's face just like, you know, mouth open, like, I don't know from where the hell the sunlight started pouring in. You know, immediately in that moment the sun suddenly started, like, you know, like, shining so brightly. The whole face was like the sun's rays was falling on their face. Crazy crazy section, you know, like, and Yamada's mouth completely open, just like surprised and blushing at the same time. And Ichikawa is also realizes what the hell happened. He realized how he sounded, and he also gets embarrassed. So Hara comes in at that moment, and Hara's like, "Oh, not to worry about it. I talked to the teacher, and everything should be fine." While these two are just blushing. So there you go. In the library, Ichikawa told Yamada about what he actually meant. Ichikawa's like, "Oh, I wasn't able to see the blackboard," and Yamada's like, "Oh, that's what was going on." So what happened is, as in Ichikawa's words, the worst way it could have concluded. That is, what happened is Adachi, obviously Adachi is sitting in that desk, so Ichikawa came in front while Yamada went back, and Yamada and Hara sitting together while Ichikawa and Adachi. Okay, so that was that. Now here in the library, they start talking about the movie. So he says like, "Oh, you have a lot to think about, like the movie and stuff." And here for a moment, I was so confused when he says like, "Oh, like you have a lot to think about," and Yamada's like, "Think about like what?" I was like, "Wait a minute, are we misunderstanding something? Like, isn't she appearing in a movie?" And I was so confused. I was like, "Why is she so surprised about the question?" And Ichikawa's like, "Oh, you're in the movie, aren't you?" And she's like, "Yeah." So here we go. Like I said, this part is kind of confusing because the way she said that at that moment, that what are you talking about? I was like, wait, is she not in the movie? But when she realizes that Ichika's talking about the movies, she realizes that, oh, he's like, she thought that Ichikawa doesn't really like movies, doesn't watch movies. That's why she never really brought this up in front of him. She probably wanted to talk about it. So she thought that, oh, Ichika won't be interested in this, so let me not bring it up. So but now when she realizes that Ichika was actually talking about the movies, that's why she was surprised. She was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm talking about the movie." Immediately she realized what he's trying to do, and he's talking about the movies. So her interest goes up again, and she's like, "Oh, you're into movies, so he's like, "Yeah, you're going to be in that one, aren't you?" And she's like, "Yes, yes." And here we go. Her mood immediately becomes happy, and he's like, "Oh, what are you going to play?" And she says like, "Oh, I will play the daughter of the police officer who's after the main character." Interesting. So it's a very minor role, I'm guessing. Like, daughter of the police officer who's after the main character. Yeah, very minor supporting role. So now, obviously, like I said, I thought that she was like the main heroine or something. But makes sense. She's a model, Like I guess, she's not an actor or an actress. So while she's a model, she'll probably be getting these minor roles. Then if in one, like one or two movies, she might actually get, as she starts doing these movies, there might be one or two movies which gives her the main leading role. And usually that is what happens, as far as I've seen, is that be it a model or like a fashion model or someone, like at first they're like in a very minor role, and then maybe like a very small movie, not that much popular movie, that person gets like a major leading role or something. And if they're able to do it very nicely, and if the movie becomes popular, then that person gets more and more popular, and the popularity increases. That's how she becomes mainstream, she or he becomes mainstream. That's how it happens. So I'm sure that's what's going to, that is how it's going for Yamada as well. Like, people are giving her like very minor supporting roles now. If she's able to stand out, or if some movie decides to give her a good role, then she'll become popular. But this is barely the start. For now, it's just a minor role. And she says like, all right, another thing we have to think about here, is from this point onwards, you can see Ichikawa starts getting like relieved. He's like, "Oh, thank God, that's all the role that she has." Because I'm pretty sure Ichikawa also thought that she has a major role. So she's like, "Oh, it's a very minor role," which is something that he comments about later on, as to like, "Oh, like she, like I'm such a bad person, like like I'm getting relieved at these type of situation. Like, okay, I'm going to talk about that part, but before that, let's go like little by little. So Yamada says like she's a high school student and her dad dies part way through, but and Ichikawa realizes, wait, she's more excited than earlier, and he realizes that that is because no one was actually talking about her role, and she wanted to talk about her role to others. That is why like she was so depressed, wasn't really like happy, was kind of sad. So now that Ichika was talking about her role, she's very happy and very elated. And Ichika was like, okay, you know what? Let me show you one like my line. And she's like, oh, you're such a creep. And Ichika was like, okay, so she's like, oh, that's my big line. And he's like, wait a minute, big line? So, like I said, this kind of implies that this is probably the only line she has, or one of the bigger lines she has. Nothing much. She probably like appears 1 or 2 times in the shots, and there's only one dialogue she has. Very minor role. And she's like, oh, I usually don't say that, so I need to practice. And she grabs him and she's like, let me practice on you. And starts saying, you're such a creep, you're such a creep. And it starts getting better and better. I don't know what Ichika was like, oh, this is good. Then she realizes that everyone's looking at them weirdly. And he's like, okay, let's go somewhere else. So they go into like a little, like a storeroom or whatever. And Ichika's the one who brought him, sorry, Yamada's the one who brought him here. So here he asks her that, oh, how long will it take for the movie to like like the shooting, and when will it release? And she says, oh, probably like 2 years. And he realizes that in a matter of 2 years they'll probably graduate, and he's thinking, will we still be together by that time? And Yamada's like, oh, will you watch my movie? And as always, he's like, oh, I don't know. But then like in the end he's like, I'll see if I can go see it. And just at that, like like one little word, Yamada becomes so happy. And then she's like, oh, we are done. And he's like, wait, aren't you going to practice? And she's like, yeah, but I cannot really say that to you anymore. I think that's what she says. That's quite cute. I can't say that anymore, yeah. So there you go. Next, we get to see that he goes to back to his house and sees that TV show, the Call Gakuen or whatever, and sees that Yamada is there, and realizes that Yamada doesn't really have much of a role there. So you can see everyone is like cracking jokes, making puns. Yamada's there, and Yamada was going to say something to her, gets cut. So then more stuff happens where you see this one section when Yamada puts the thing back. I think she probably like had something. Where's that part? Yeah, so what they were doing is they were showing the board and like like writing something down. I'm pretty sure Yamada also did that, but they just cut that part. What we see is like her putting the board back. That's all we see. Like she probably showed something, and like they probably talked about something. They cut that off completely. All right. So he's like, oh, this probably happens all the time. Like like she stares at someone too much, talks about something, none of like half of it comes, half of it doesn't, and she laughs at something. Like her face goes out of the camera, like shot, and yeah, like all these things. So he's like, I realize that Yamada isn't really a big major, doesn't really get much role over here, very minor. And he's like, then why am I feeling so relieved? Now, like I was saying, you can see throughout this episode there's this whole thing of Ichikawa thinking that, oh, Yamada is someone like this has always been something that he struggles with. That is, like he himself has a very low like self-esteem. So all the time he thinks that Yamada is someone who is way out of his league, and in no way will he be able to catch up to her. So the fact Yamada is a model and she's like in like like the whole acting career and everything she's starting is also something that kind of bothers him and makes him afraid that Yamada is someone who will be more and more out of his reach, and he'll never be able to reach her. And that is why, like throughout this episode, he was kind of like, as soon as he got to know that Yamada is going to be in a movie, you can see his concern in him. But then when Yamada's like, oh, I only have this one little line, he's like, oh, it's only one little line. It's like a way of, like, he kind of got relieved over there. Here again, in this section, when he realizes that Yamada isn't really a big part of the show, half of her things are cut off, he gets relieved again, because seeing this, he kind of realizes that, oh, maybe she is not as far as I think she is. She's still here, close within our grasp. And yeah, but obviously, like, the fact is that obviously he likes Yamada, but the thing is that he realizes that he's getting relieved when he sees that Yamada isn't really getting much of a bigger role, which makes him hate himself and think that I'm such a piece of trash. Because even though I like Yamada and even though I want everything good happening to her, I want her to succeed, deep down in my heart, I'm just getting relieved that she isn't really, doesn't really have that much of a big role. So, like, yeah, like, this is an unfortunate situation. Like, nothing you can really do about it. And like, the only way you can kind of get past this is if his and Yamada's relationships becomes even stronger. I'm sure that will happen, and a time will come, hopefully in the future, when he realizes that, oh, even if Yamada is becomes big, even if Yamada becomes way out of his league, his and Yamada's bond is so strong that that is not going to tear them apart. When he reach that part, when he'll reach that section, when he'll be able to level up his bond with Yamada up until that point, I think that is the only time when he can, he won't really be getting relieved in these type of situation. Because now he's just afraid. He's afraid that if Yamada becomes too big, she'll probably stop talking to him, or she probably won't have much time to give towards him, which is why he's afraid. So yeah, what needs to happen is like a certain, he needs to increase his bond with Yamada to such a level that even if she becomes big, their bond will be indestructible. That type of thing. Anyways, so next day he goes to school and he thinks like, oh, maybe Yamada's sad because he doesn't get enough screen time. But she's very happy. She's like, oh, like, you saw Kolgakun last night, I got way more screen time than I usually get. And she's so happy with that. And yeah, and then she forged Suga's signature and gave it to Moe. That was funny. But then, yeah, in the end, Yamada's Ichikawa's like, yeah, she has a long way to go. This is barely the start of her career. And that's where it ended. So, like I said, a very cute episode. Really liked it. And again, more development. And here in this episode, we actually get to see Yamada kind of getting jealous of, Ichikawa talking to Hara. So, usually it was him. But now you can see, from her as well, which is obviously a good development. Yeah, hopefully this actually increases their bond and makes them closer and brings them closer and closer. And there you go. So that was this episode, episode number 7. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of The Dangers in My Heart. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.